an item of news that I just come to hand. Remember, listeners, viewers, I was telling you earlier that there was a rumor circulating, a meme about a certain individual being arrested. Well, I get a statement here. The Financial Investigations Division is aware. This is a press release from the FID. The Financial Investigations Division says it is aware of a fabricated story currently circulating on social media platforms which falsely claims that the department has ruled to charge the Most Honorable Prime Minister of Jamaica with breaches of the Proceeds of Crime Act and other corruption-related offences. The FID says it categorically states that this claim is false, baseless, and malicious. The department has issued no such ruling, announcement, or statement. The statement continues, as a law enforcement agency within the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, the FID operates strictly within the laws of Jamaica. All investigations are conducted in keeping with established protocols, and any public communication regarding charges or proceedings is made formally and through legitimate channels. The FID says it is urging members of the public to be cautious in sharing unverified information from unreliable sources. Spreading misinformation not only undermines the reputation of individuals and institutions, but it can also erode public trust in Jamaica's justice system. The FID is reminding the public that official updates on matters under investigation are provided directly by the department through its website, official social media pages, or through reputable news outlets. The department remains committed to its mandate of combating financial crimes, ensuring accountability, and protecting Jamaican financial systems in the interest. I don't know. It is not a laughing matter. What am I to do? How is it that on election day, the FID is moved to issue a statement to say that there is no truth to a story circulating widely and wildly on social media platforms, claiming that the FID has ruled that Andrew Holness be charged with breaches of the Proceeds of Crime Act and other corruption-related offences? The FID says it's false. It's a vicious rumor. You should not circulate it if you get it, and you should move on. What a life. Let's take a break, Kevin, and come back. The police, now listen to this one now. The police have just issued a statement to say that there was a bomb threat at the BPO by Ken's Wildflower in Portmore, St. Catherine. We all know Ken Wildflower on Port Henderson Road. That there was a bomb threat at the BPO by Ken's Wildflower, the BPO at the back. The police say the workers are outside and they're trying to assess the situation. So it's all happening in this last hour of the day. Bomb threat at the BPO by Ken's Wildflower in Portmore, St. Catherine. The workers are outside. The police say they are on top of the situation. I'm going to Tawna Thomas, who's in St. Elizabeth, for us. Good afternoon, Tawna.
Good afternoon, George. Good afternoon to our listeners and our viewers. The final, 18 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Before the polls close and the gates close, I am at the Knoxwood Basic School, which is in the Mountainside Division in Southwest St. Elizabeth. And can I tell you, George, and our listeners and our viewers, it's so interesting to see the difference in terms of demographics. You have some of the older folks who are rushing in to ensure that they get to their polling divisions and cast their ballot. And then on the other end, you have a lot of young men coming in. They're wearing their T-shirts, shorts, Crocs, sneakers, and they're just strolling in. I'm just having a conversation with Jerome here, my driver,
yes,
saying the difference in perhaps the importance of the voting process. I don't know, because they seem to be taking it lightly, as if, listen, if the gate closes, whatever, I'll just go back home.
If I saw, I saw.
But if I saw, I saw. That's what I'm getting here. But they're just strolling in. But yeah, just a matter of moments now before the gates here at Knoxwood Basic School and elsewhere in the country will close. I can also tell you, George, that I've been to 5 polling stations across Southwest.
Yes.
Newell High School. I've been to Mountainside Primary, Big Woods Primary, Mountainside Basic, and as I said, I'm now at Knoxwood, and I was able to ascertain the voter turnout for the different polling divisions across the different polling stations,
yes.
And I'm coming up at 38.85, so 39% for the sampling that I've done here
yes.
in Southwest in terms of a voter turnout here.
Excellent. So that's what Tauna's rough calculation based on numbers she would have received from some of the officials, the party workers and so forth. Based on the numbers she could get, she's worked out that across Southwest St. Elizabeth, based on her sampling, about 39% the turnout in the constituency. Let me see if I can add something to the good work you've done, Tauna. I'm looking at the 2020 sheet just to remind myself of what the official turnout in Southwest St. Elizabeth was in 2020.
51.8%. It was in 2020.
Actually, well, you're not too far off. 52.15. 52.15.
Yeah.
So there you go.
As I was saying to Cliff this morning, both of these Southern Belt constituencies, the members of these, because if you should take it back from 2020 to the other previous elections, George. 2016, It was just over 60%. 2011, it was 68%. And then 2007, in the 70s, it was 74% at that time.
Yes.
So they're known to come out and vote.
Yes.
But a last scramble was happening here because maybe about 40 minutes ago, I stood near to the tents of both major political parties with their workers, eavesdropping a bit on what's happening.
For real.
And they're doing that last scramble, checking back over that canvas. Is there somebody that we've missed? And at one of the particular tents, they did miss a few people. And the workers started to say, how close is the person to the polling station? And then another was saying, she's just up the road, he's just up the road. This one is related to this one. Get this person's number and call this one. Go for this one. So there was that last minute scrambling that was happening to get those final voters that they perhaps had missed to Knoxwood Basic School to cast their ballot before 5 o'clock. We're now 4 minutes away from that.
Tauna is exhibiting traits of a good reporter. Well, more than traits, she's showing that how a good reporter works, eavesdropping to hear the juicy bits. Thank you very much, Tauna. Really appreciate it. Tauna Thomas there, who's been between Southwest and Southeast St. Elizabeth. I see someone in the chat asking about Central Manchester. We've had Central Manchester, about 3 reports from Central Manchester since I came back on at 2 o'clock. You appear to have missed those. But I'm just going back to this bomb threat at that BPO, which the police are on top of. The workers have been told, the workers have left the building, allowing the police to do their work. And the FID having to issue a statement to say that the social media message about the Prime Minister is false and it should not be shared, should not be circulated, as it is a work of people intent on causing harm, sowing confusion. There's no truth to those rumors. All right. Let me see. People are not easy. I see someone in the chat, Steve Daly says, why is it that the FID didn't clear up the other rumors? Like which one, sir? Which rumor has emerged on this election day that the FID don't clear up? Honestly, why I laugh. Don't clear up. Honestly, why I laugh when we read these things with listeners. If you don't laugh, where you go, cause I'm going bad. And you're going to do that every time you see foolishness like that. Might as well just laugh and move on. Yeah? Anyways, we are at 4:47. Jerry is online. Good evening. Good afternoon, Jerry.